What's up, you guys? This is One Classic Gamer here. Welcome back to some more Metroid Prime Remastered, and yes, this video has post-commentary in it. To be honest with you guys, I don't really know what happened. This rarely happens. As you can see right off the bat, I'm scanning, scans galore here. I'm not going to read everything because it's a lot, and I don't really want to make this video literally everything, all reading, but per usual, I do a bunch of scanning in this video. So I don't really know what happened, but in my original commentary track, once I got to like this point in the game, for some reason it just skipped back to the beginning of the commentary track and like literally didn't record anything else, which is super fucking weird. I've never had this issue before, like, ever. But, yeah, I'm doing post-commentary for this. And we're here in the pirate hideout. So, yeah, I mean, there are a few cutscenes in here, and I'm trying to, like, let the game shine when those moments come up and not talk for those. But, the most of this video is going to be commentary, by the way, so they're on to us already. We haven't even taken, like, 5 steps into this place without alerting someone. But that's just how this game is, so, yeah, it's really annoying. I have to sit here for the next 50 minutes and just do post-commentary and pull shit out of my ass for you guys because, I literally had another technical issue. I don't know. I mean, my computer is so random sometimes. The way I usually do these videos, if any of you guys are wondering, I feel like none of you are wondering. Maybe there's like 1 or 2 of you who are wondering. I record this game with a AverMedia capture card. If you guys don't know what AverMedia is, it's a 4K capture card, and basically it's compatible with both Windows and Mac because I have an iMac. And I also, here's the map station, by the way. I also record the commentary in the game separate usually. I record the commentary audio in Audacity, which is a free audio recording software. But for some reason, yeah, like I said in the beginning of this video, some reason it just completely cut back to the beginning of the commentary track when I was all like, hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to a new game. And it, like, never recorded anything else after that point. So I don't know what kind of error that is. I've never had that sort of issue before. Yeah, I mean, as you can tell, there's a lot of stuff to read here. You don't have to read it, but I'm reading it anyway because the first time I played through the game, I didn't read this stuff. East Quarantine Cave is restricted by blue level security. Authorized personnel permitted entry only after bioscan. So, once you're ready, step into the map station, and man, I already feel like I'm running out of things to say, and I'm not even 5 minutes into this frickin' video yet. But, yeah, this is the map for this area. It's not as big as some of the other areas in the game, but it's a pretty decently sized area, as you guys are going to see. So, this is where the enemies actually start to get pretty aggressive if you're playing the game on hard like I am. So, be aware here. As you can tell, I'm already literally, like, missing, like, 3 energy tanks worth of health. Like, that's how much they've already chipped away at my health here. And the turrets are going to get a lot stronger now, too. So I mean, the beginning of this area is not that bad. You do have to last quite a while before you make it to, like, the next save station. So be aware of that. I tried scanning these here because there is a missile pack that is, like, the ×5 missile pack that gives you 5 missiles. And there's also one that I think gives you 10 or 20 that we haven't scanned yet, but yeah, just keep moving through here. We got these guys, which obviously, as you guys know, these things are no freaking problem at all. But one of the things I love the most about this area is just how eerie it is. You know, like if you really like, as you're playing it, if you listen to the audio, it just has that like super eerie vibe to it. This will grant us access to this research station, and there's a lot of stuff to scan here. I keep hearing my freaking dog outside my door, and I'm like thinking he's gonna come up to my door, which is hilarious. But yeah, man, I gotta keep my voice up when all of the gunfire and shit is going on because this stuff is really loud. It's just so annoying, man, that I recorded this like months ago and all the other videos leading up until this point were fine. Here I believe I'm looking around because the music is still playing, so the fight isn't over yet, so I'm just like, fuck it. Let's clear the enemies out before we, do anything else. And this guy right here, man, I freaking kill him, and then he, like, slides down. I'm, like, waiting for him to drop a power-up, but he, like, is just sliding down all awkwardly, and I'm like, what is going on? Can you hurry up, please, and disappear? And then he dropped nothing. Whenever the game does that, I'm just like, man. These guys, I think you can take them out with 3 wave beam charge shots, but you will get to a point the more and more you progress through this area where, you know, the enemies do get a little bit more overwhelming. So you got to be careful there for sure. But like here, for example, they put that guy like in the corner of that room, and if you progress too far, this asshole is gonna fucking jump down and start fighting you. But yeah, as you can tell, we're literally at like 170 health now, so you have to like really be careful because your health can go away super quick. This isn't the hardest area in the game, obviously, because we're still pretty early into the game. We're only a few hours into it. There will definitely be like harder areas, and I'm not gonna like spoil it or give it away, even though this is like a super old ass game, and I don't really feel like I need to hide anything from any of you, but there are a decent amount of you who haven't played the game. So yeah, if you're enjoying this video, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing. If you don't like it, let me know what I could have done to have made this video better. Obviously, I used to have live commentary, or I did have live commentary for this as I was playing it, but it didn't record, so I'm kind of stuck in this annoying situation where I have to do this whole video in post, and I'm starting to realize, like, damn, this is just insane. Because I haven't done one of these types of videos in, like, a year now, or actually, no, it's been less than that, I would say, but, like, when I was doing, like, Tears of the Kingdom, I was doing these videos, like, every other week, like, 2 or 3 of these every other week. This thing looks like a Metroid here, but it's not. I think it's a different type of, like, creature. And it's weird here, because this is a Metroid, but it says Ice Beetle Infestation in Ice Vault region has been 95% exterminated. Report any sightings to security immediately. We do have pirate data here. I'm going to read this. Space Pirate, encrypted data decoded. Our initial tests exposing Talon 4's indigenous parasites to Phazon appear to be successful. Increase in strength, size, and aggressiveness are common in all test subjects, as well as unforeseen evolutions like additional poison sacs within the abdomen and the appearance of a secondary ring of mandibles in several subjects. These creatures were chosen because of their resilience. And it appears possible that, given enough exposure to Phazon, they may one day be able to survive on any planet. We transport them too. Our methods will have to be refined. We currently have 100% extinction rate after the 4th infusion period, and most survivors of the 3rd infusion stage are so violent and uncontrollable that they have to be euthanized. Even still, we remain hopeful that further experimentation will result in success. Yeah, so the Metroids are involved in this place, as you can tell. They're doing all sorts of weird-ass experiments, just like the space station in the beginning of the game. But, yeah. I don't really think you guys are missing out that much, though, actually, when it comes to the live commentary, because I think, from what I recall, when I got to this point, I was just, like, exhausted and tired, so I sounded so unenthusiastic. We have codified the newfound energy source as Phazon, a V-index mutagen of which we have very little reliable data. Indications point to a meteor of unknown origin expelling Phazon into the environment. This material appears to possess the power to mutate organic life forms sufficiently to withstand its poison. These mutations appear promising, with abrupt evolutionary leaps appearing in single generation reproduction. Plans to establish a full science team on Talon 4 are being finalized. Oh, I gotta take a breath here. Alright. Mining operations have begun near the crater where Phazon appears to be most concentrated. Daily Phazon yields have increased 44%, and our mining systems becomes more streamlined as personnel and equipment flows increase. Several incidents of Phazon-induced madness have been reported, prompting augmented life support regulations in the deeper chambers. Symptoms include loss of equilibrium, erratic respiration, muscle spasms, and in the most extreme cases, hallucinations. A timeline reassessment for the refinery operation is recommended as the material proves more unstable than initial analysis indicated. Okay? Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff is definitely interesting. It's just, when I'm not playing the game, it's harder, and I'm like watching the video instead, it's harder to read this stuff. I won't read this, but speaking of which, now that I have the time that I'm scrolling through this, have any of you seen, I mean, I feel like most people have seen it, the freaking gameplay demo for Metroid Prime 4? That shit looks so good. I am like honestly so hyped that Nintendo is using Metroid Prime as one of the titles that they're like going like, boom, this is why you want to get a Switch 2 right here, this freaking game. Switch 2, I want one so badly. I was actually trying to buy one a couple like weeks ago, like a month ago, but like it's like the same thing. It's like we're in the PS5 era again, because scalpers are just rampant online, and getting your hands on a PS5 on a Switch 2 just seems impossible right now. But man, I want one so badly. The crazy thing is, though, even if I do get a Switch 2 and I do get Metroid Prime 4, I'm probably not going to be able to play the game like as soon as it comes out, because I'm still going to be catching up on Prime 1, 2, and 3. So I honestly gotta haul ass at this point and try my best to like get through these games as quickly as possible. And I don't want to, like, I want to take my time, because these are, in my mind, some of the most immersive first-person shooters like ever, you know? More immersive than fucking Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo. I mean, I guess Metroid Prime is kind of on par with Halo, I would argue. I don't know why I'm like not moving here. Maybe I was like looking at my phone or something. I should have cut that out. Jeez. I kind of just like scrolled through or like skimmed through most of this video while I was editing it, because I knew I was going to have to sit through it and watch it again a second time to you know, provide commentary. Viral pathogens found in several genomes have been traced by Phazon batch. New pirate data entry. Research outpost Glacier 1 in the Phendrana Drifts region of Talon 4's mountains is operating at 85% capacity. Sub-zero temperatures have made the Metroid sluggish and easy to control. Even those well into Phazon infusion cycles, cold containment stasis tanks are sufficient for the juveniles, but some of the larger Metroids have been moved to quarantine caves for safety purposes. Security doors remain an issue, as malfunctions due to ice occur every day. Large predators in the waste are also a concern. as they continue to kill personnel and breach secure areas. Unfortunately, it has become clear that our containment teams cannot neutralize all of them without a vast increase in munitions and soldiers. And we got more stuff here. That pretty much is it for all the scanning in this room. We are going to have to come back through here pretty soon, so, you know. This area is fun, but, like, leaving this area is not fun because you have to literally backtrack through the entire freaking area once you're done, as you guys are going to see towards the later half of this video. But, yeah, here we just got a lot of turrets in this room. Man, that's so cheap when they, like, hide the turret around the corner. It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, back to Metroid Prime 4. I'm honestly so excited for that game, and I want to play it now, like, so badly. I did buy the Metroid Prime, like, trilogy for, like, I think, like, $70 or something like that. Yeah, I paid $70 for it, but I don't fucking care because $70 is better than freaking over $150, you know? That's what most people are selling it for, but, like, yeah, I have the Prime trilogy. I just haven't started Prime 2 yet, and I want to. It's just I've got, like, several other games that I'm playing through right now, you know, like, well, I'm not playing through them anymore. Like, I've already beat the games. I just got to put the videos up now, but, like, you know, this, Mario and Luigi, Resident Evil 8, which is like my oldest playthrough. I've had that footage for literally like a year now, and Detroit Become Human, and now recently I did a playthrough for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and yeah, I did a full ass like platinum 100% run for that game. It took me about 40 hours to complete it. I don't know when I'm going to start editing and uploading those videos. I would like to finish at least one or two of my game, you know, the games that I got going on right now. I think chances are this game is probably going to be the one that ends first before any of the other ones do, because, you know, Resident Evil 8 has multiple runs, you know, my hardcore run, then my Village of Shadows run, which is like the hardest difficulty in the game, then, you know, me getting the platinum, and then Mercenaries and all of that, which you have to play through in order to get the platinum in that game. And then, what's it called? Detroit Become Human, same kind of thing. I'm playing through that game twice, actually, so the playthrough that's going on for that game right now, the run that's going on, is literally my, like, good run, my pacifist run, where I make all the good choices and try to, you know, keep everyone alive, basically. And then my second run of that game is going to be kind of a bad run, where I make worse choices and I purposely kill the characters off as many times as I can. And then even after that, you know, once I'm done with that, I'm going to be going like chapter by chapter, showing you guys all the different outcomes for that game, which I'm honestly like terrified to like start working on those videos, because those are going to be rough. This thing right here looks super cool, but you have to kind of mess with the morph ball a little bit, as you guys can tell. And then what was the other game? Mario and Luigi, I believe, is the other one. Mario and Luigi is not going to be ending anytime soon, because I put, like, I think 70 hours into that freaking game, so, like, you know, and I'm only in, like, the third world right now in my actual, in the videos, so, you know, there's plenty of content. More than likely, this game, I would say, is going to end first, because I only put like, I think like 10 hours into this game before I 100%ed it. If you guys hear anything in the background, my dog is in my room with me now. Come here, Max. Come here. Let me see if I can get him to like actually come up on the mic. Man. What? You don't want to be here? He literally just wants to be left alone right now. I don't know why my freaking dad brought him in here. I told him to, like, not come into my room while I was doing this, but whatever. So... yeah, there's plenty of stuff to scan here. I'm not really reading all of this stuff. Again, you know, if you guys want to read this stuff, you can pause the video or read along with me as I'm playing the game, because I do think, I'm pretty sure when I was recording this, I was reading all of this. Phase on mining is underway. Yeah, no, I'm scrolling through this fast. So I was probably just like, fuck this, I'm like done with reading for now. I don't really want to read this stuff. But yeah, at this point I was honestly starting to get pretty tired, and my commentary, it may have sounded like I was like really like unenthusiastic while I was playing through this part. But yeah, I literally beat this whole game in like 3 separate recording sessions, which is crazy, you know? I beat the game literally in like a day and a half. It didn't take me like anything to beat, like any time at all, what am I saying? Any time at all to beat this game. So, I don't think Metroid Prime 2 is going to be like that. I'm honestly a little bit more scared of Metroid Prime 2 because that game is literally like, it's longer than Prime 1, and you could get turned around a lot more in that game. So, yeah, a couple things here we could read, but I'm not really going to read this still. If you want to read it, pause the freaking video, okay? But for all you normies out there, I got to keep this moving. This is the first time I've recorded post-commentary, literally, like I said, in months, and man, my shoulder sounds so much worse. So here we got the super missiles. Finally. I know it takes us so long to freaking get these, but these are pretty easy to use, and they are gonna open up a lot more avenues and pathways for us now that we have them. So I actually think there's a Trozo artifact. I took a picture there by accident, and our scan percentage is at 55% now. So I'd say that's pretty good for us only being here at this point in the game. You know, I've done a lot of exploring already in this run, so it's been a pretty like efficient run. But yeah, you know, you scan this. This is going to take us up to like that bridge section, control tower that we saw on the map earlier when we basically got the map data. And yeah, again, I was probably looking at my phone here or something, so apologies for that. So here we got, you know, some regular rando enemies. Man, rando enemies? I may as well get fucking Justin or someone on here to help me out with this, man, because this is brutal sitting through this. But yeah, I really, really want to play Metroid Prime 4. Literally, like, looking at this is all I can do is think about Prime 4, like, because that game, I'm telling you guys, is gonna be one of the best looking games on the Switch 2, like, period, when it comes out. And I knew that they were going to do a Switch 2 version. Excuse me. I knew they were going to do a Switch 2 version of that game, and they were just holding off on revealing it until, like, they revealed the release date of the Switch 2. I'm going to be honest, like, I guess this is my chance to weigh in on the whole debate. I'm not even someone who's freaking out over the price of the Switch 2. Like, I think the Switch 2 is fairly priced, you know? $450 for a console that is handheld, not only handheld, but can also run in 4K, 60 FPS. Like, yeah, that, I mean, actually, I think it'll run 4K 30 FPS when it's in handheld, and then when in dock you can play all the way up to 120 frames per second in 4K, which is impressive. There's only 2 games on the Switch 2 that I'm like really excited to play right now, and it's Prime 4 and Donkey Kong Bonanza. I really want to try that game out as well, because you guys know I love those collectathon type games like Mario Galaxy or Odyssey, where they put you in a giant world and you just have to like collect a bunch of stuff. When it comes to Mario Kart, I'm willing to try it out. I might actually do some videos of it with Justin. We'll see how that pans out. And I am kind of interested in buying the, you know, some people are going to call me a shill here for saying it, but I don't fucking care because I'm a huge ass Zelda fan and I can't help myself. I do want to try out Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch 2 to see how well the two of them run and how good they look, you know? Maybe I'll do... No, I don't know if I could promise that to you guys. I don't know if I can promise that, honestly. I was going to say maybe I could do a whole ass other run of Breath of the Wild on Master Mode, but I don't know if I am willing to commit to that because, yeah, I mean, Breath of the Wild is a massive game. I don't think it's as big as Tears of the Kingdom, but there's still a lot to do in Breath of the Wild, and, you know, all of the resource grinding and everything just would probably kill me in that game. So we got Metroids now. Finally, what, like 3-4 hours into the game? 3.5 hours. I completely forgot what I was saying because I stepped away to take a break. But yeah, so I've got like 25 minutes left this video, and gonna have to adjust the audio levels again because I didn't realize how freaking loud this game was, especially when I'm talking in like a normal tone. It's still a really loud freaking game. But once this video's done, it'll be back to live commentary again, so hopefully this is just a slight little hiccup. I don't remember how long the other recording sessions for this game were. This one was about like 4 hours. 4 hours, 13 minutes, and 51 seconds. And the third or second recording session, I believe, was also like 4 hours. And then the third one was like 5 hours. So, yeah. I've never had this issue before, but whatever. Point is, you know, still got plenty of great content for this game coming up, so if you're not as entertained by this video, once again I apologize. It's not even really my fault, man. It's just a technical issue. It happens sometimes. But yeah, we're still going strong here. So the hooked mandibles of the Metroid penetrate the skin of its prey. Yeah, I would not want to be on the receiving end from one of these things. Metroids are pretty fierce. I mean, they're not that hard to deal with. There's a variant of Metroids that we're going to fight later on in the game that is really annoying. Talon Metroid, energy-based parasitic thing. The effects of Phazon have turned these Metroids, a species of alpha predator native to SR388, into a unique subspecies found only on Talon 4. A Talon Metroid will latch onto its prey and drain energy, growing larger as it does. The only way to shake an attached Talon Metroid is to enter Morph Ball mode and lay a bomb. So there you have it, folks. I think he's actually going to grab us right now. Actually, no, you can keep him back with the Wave Beam. Once we get another beam later in the game. Again, I don't want to spoil everything and give everything away, but I mean, I've already kind of spoiled the fact that there's going to be different variations of Metroids, but that's not really a spoiler. I used to know people who were like so anal about spoilers, like everything was a spoiler to them, and it would make talking about shit like this so hard. Like, just saying, oh, this scene in the movie takes place at night, to them was like a spoiler or something, you know? And it's just like, dude, like, whatever, you know? I'm not very good at discussing film sometimes with people because I am someone who is very opinionated. I mean, I've learned as I've gotten older to be more mellow and, like, mature, but it's like sometimes you're talking to people, like, and you're just like, in your head, you're just like, dude, what are you saying? You're not even making a strong point right now. And then it's like, it turns into an argument over nothing, a piece of fiction that isn't real, you know? Best example, in my opinion, right now, The Last of Us Season 2. HBO's The Last of Us Season 2 is a fucking mess. And honestly, I am someone who has kind of gotten tired discussing it with people who do like the show, because it's like people who do like the show are so toxic to those who don't like the show. Yes, there are a bunch of people who are like hating on it, and you guys know me, I love The Last of Us Part 2. That's a game that I love to death. When that game came out, I was not on the hate train. I loved that game. I thought it was a masterpiece, and I still do. Like, I, for the most part, think that game is perfect. You know, really, really amazing. But the show just ain't it, sadly, you know? But because people aren't liking the show, the people who do like the show are coming out, like all the media outlets like GameSpot and everything are coming out saying, oh, it's, you know, the Last of Us is getting review bombed again by haters. They're like saying that all the people that hated on the game before are like coming out of the woodwork again to hate on the show. It's like, no, most of us are watching the show. It's like people who are actually hating and shitting on the show, like Manix and Angry Joe, Altieri, all those YouTube channels, they're watching the episodes. They're sitting down and they're watching the episodes and they're suffering through it just like I am, and like all the other people who are disappointed with the show. Do some of those YouTubers go a little bit too far with the jokes? Yes. But honestly, like, I mean, I don't want to come across as a hater, but it's like some of the Bella Ramsey memes are like actually fucking hilarious. You know, it's like they're pretty hilarious. Like the ones where like they take her face and like put her face over Ellie's face in the game, so it's like you're reacting to the scenes, but it's like you're looking at Bella Ramsey's face instead, and like that shit is kind of funny. It's like, okay, what are we doing, you guys? Like, you know, this is taking it a little bit too far. But honestly, I don't hate Bella Ramsey because I don't know her personally. You know, I'm not like obviously not friends with her or anything like that. But like, I don't hate her personally. Yes, one of the reasons why I don't like her personally is because she doesn't look like Ellie at all. She looks like a child. She looks like Game 1 Ellie. I mean, she didn't even look like Game 1 Ellie, let's be honest. Like, Bella Ramsey was, I feel, just such a weird choice for the casting in that show. And it's funny that I'm doing a video of Metroid Prime and I'm talking about the Last of Us TV show, but when else was I going to get the opportunity to? You know, this seems like the perfect opportunity to, so I'm recording this on Saturday, May 17th. Tomorrow we got a new episode coming out, episode 6, which is going to be Neil Druckmann and Haley Gross. It's going to be like their episode. I mean, Craig Mason is also credited as one of the writers, but it's mainly going to be like their episodes, these next 2 episodes. So I'm hoping that they can do a bit of a better job with these next 2 episodes, but it really just feels like this new season is you know, it's too late for them to redeem it, because it's like The first episode, the second episode, the third episode, the fourth episode, even the fifth episode has issues. Like, it just, like, there's so many plot holes, but, like, my main issue with the show are the characters and the way they represent the characters in the show. It fucking sucks that Dina is like a way more compelling main character than freaking Bella Ramsey, dude. Like, Bella Ramsey was just a horrible choice to play Ellie. Like, let's be honest. Like, if you watch Bella Ramsey and you think, like, genuinely think, if you've played the games and you're watching the show and you're watching Bella Ramsey and you genuinely think that she's better, or maybe not better, but she's doing a good job playing Ellie, like, I just don't understand those people at all. I don't understand you people. Like, it, to me, it feels like not pandering, but it feels like favoritism. Like, you guys are literally taking her side because she's non-binary and this and that. Not like I really care about that stuff, but, like, I really don't. I don't care if you want to have gay relationships in movies and shows, lesbian relationships, if you want to have LGBTQ stuff in it, if you want to have pride flags, and if you want to do, like, trans characters. I mean, The Last of Us Part 2, you guys heard it out of my fucking mouth like 5 minutes ago. I think that game is a masterpiece. And that game has a trans character in it, multiple toxic ass relationships, one of them being a lesbian relationship, which, when you stop to think about it, is, like, really, really wrong. And, you know, the way they're doing it in the show is somehow even worse. But my issues with the show, to be honest, is basically just Bella Ramsey and the way that they're handling all of the characters. You know, like, they're writing them in a way that makes them so unlikable, and it just makes it hard to sit down and watch the show and digest it, because you're not watching, like, the performances just aren't believable. And of course the characters have mega plot armor in the show. You know, they're always getting out of the most insane shit where you're like, if this were a regular character, they'd be fucking dead, you know? So, obviously, as a Last of Us fanatic, I am very let down by the show right now. I'm still watching it week to week, but, yeah, make sure you scan these guys, by the way. We got ice beetles, because I believe these guys disappear once you make it to a certain point in the story. So, this is one of your only chances to, like, pick up this scan. And this is the last room in the pirate hideout, so yeah, there's my chair again. I got a new chair this time. To be honest with you guys, I don't really like this chair. Yes, I'm sure most of you can assume, or some of you have assumed, I have moved back in with my dad currently. I no longer live at my condo. My condo got sold. I didn't want to sell it, but, you know, it was either we sell it or I go to court for the next few years and basically, you know, get drained and fall into bankruptcy. But whatever. What am I saying, dude? Why am I dropping this shit on you guys? That I'm misrepresenting the situation, but long story short, I'm living with my dad again, and for the next few years, so I can buy my own place again. But, you know, so I'll admit, like, sitting through these videos and doing this, for example, like, post commentary for this video that I shot, or didn't shoot, but, like, filmed at my condo that I don't have anymore, is kind of emotional, because it's like, you know, I don't have a place. I'm gonna have to work my ass off to get my own place again in a few years. But yeah, I literally turned this whole commentary track into just a downer for no reason. I don't know why. I was talking about The Last of Us show. Yeah, I mean, I'm still watching it week to week because I'm a huge mega fan. You know, I'm a Last of Us fanatic, and of course I'm gonna watch it because I want to see what they're gonna do. It's crazy because it's like some of the things they're doing in the show are like really, really interesting. Like the way they handled spores in the most recent episode, episode 5. I actually really, really like that a lot. One, it doesn't really make sense, yes, because it is a bit of a plot convenience. The fact that we're not going to do spores, and now all of a sudden, oh, we got spores. And it's just kind of like, okay, well, if they can grow down here in this area where the first infected patients were brought here in Seattle, like, why can't, spores, like, happen literally anywhere else that anyone hasn't been to in years, like it doesn't really make sense. Maybe there are parts of the world that do have spores in them, but I do like the idea that like the spores is straight up like something out of like Alien, where like when you get trapped in the fungus, your body literally just becomes like a machine basically used for spitting out and producing more spores, and you're basically just stuck there conscious for like the rest of your existence. Like that would fucking suck, man. Like overall there are some things about the show that I like, but like what makes me so disappointed is that the story means so much to me and they're completely butchering the characters. Here's the thermal visor, by the way. I wouldn't recommend using this thing for too long because after a while it does kind of start to hurt your eyes, or at least my eyes, But then again, I have a setup where like I'm always sitting like right underneath my TV and I'm looking up at like a big like 50, 60 inch TV, so it does, kind of hurt my eyes when I have this visor on for too long. But you are intended to use it because now that we have this, we're basically going to leave, and this is the part of the video I was talking about earlier, where now that we have everything, we're gonna have to backtrack through the entire area. But once you pick up this thermal visor, pretty much all of the lights just go out completely and get turned out. So now we're gonna have to get through pretty much the rest of the area with the thermal visor. So just be warned that if you have sensitive eyes, this visor can kind of hurt your eyes if you keep it on for too long. But back to The Last of Us Part 2, or Season 2, because I've got nothing else compelling to talk about. We're fighting Metroids here in the dark. Just make sure you don't get grabbed, and if you do, you guys know the drill. Like, I would say 4 or 5 charge shots with the wave beam and then a missile or 2 can take these guys out pretty easily. I wouldn't take The Last of Us Season 2 as seriously as I have been taking it if I wasn't as big of a fan of the source material, It's just like, it really feels like fucking Craig Mason doesn't understand what The Last of Us is about. He literally does not get The Last of Us. And it's so fucking annoying because it's like every time I listen to the podcast, not every time, but like a couple of the podcasts, whenever they're like trying to interpret a scene, like Neil or Troy, 2 people who have been with the series for like ever, versus Craig, who's kind of like the new guy. We got a new enemy here, by the way. These guys are kind of annoying, but these guys are sentry drones. Like, he'll be like, you're both wrong. This is what the scene is about. It's like, bro, like, he's just kind of annoying. Like, the way he talks, and he acts in a way, like, I don't like the way Craig Mason has been writing the show. Like, I feel like he's the one who's honestly been ruining the show. The biggest complaint that people have had with the show is the fact that it doesn't feel like Ellie is on a revenge quest. It feels like a love story now. Like, and it's just like, that's not what we came here to see. Joel is fucking dead. We want Ellie to get her revenge. Ellie should want to get her revenge. But instead, Craig Mason is writing her like a little giddy, angsty teenager who's walking around, just acting annoying and like insufferable and bratty. And it's just like, dude, like, I don't know, man, like what they are doing. Like, I pretty much tapped out on the show in episode 4 when that sex scene happened. That was when I was just like, what are we doing right now? I don't think I've ever really talked on my channel about how I feel about Season 1. I love Season 1 of The Last of Us. I don't think it's perfect. It's not a 10 out of 10 like the game is. The first season is like a 7 or like an 8 out of 10, whereas the game is a 10 out of 10. There were some things in the show, the first season, that irritated me, but for the most part, I feel like it all came together like pretty well. The way they are handling part 2 is not that great. The only thing that has kind of given me hope for the show slightly is the fact that, you know, season 3 is going to be like Abby's half of the story. It's pretty much going to be Abby's half of the story, and I do feel like Caitlin Dever is a much better actress than Bella Ramsey. I don't really like Bella Ramsey. She was good in Game of Thrones, but she's not like leading character material in my opinion. She's not, and that may sound kind of harsh, but like I've been going on about this for like 20 minutes now. It's just fucking sad that the side characters like Dina and Jesse are more entertaining than the main character herself, and I don't know. I've got that hope that, you know, season 3 will be slightly better, because Caitlin Dever is a much better actress. You know, there are several actresses that were actually auditioning to play Ellie, like Caitlin Dever, Kaylee Spaney, who's the chick from Alien Romulus, Rain, and if you haven't seen Alien Romulus, she was also in Civil War. But people are kind of divided on that movie. And then Macy Grace, I believe her name is, the actress who played Arya in Game of Thrones. I even feel like she would have done a better job, to be honest, playing Ellie. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they chose Bella. It just, you know, and the fact that they didn't have the the actors. They purposefully told them to stay away from the game and avoid playing the game. Listen, I know that they're going to do things differently. They're going to change things. It's an adaptation, yes. People seem to think that word means the opposite of what it actually means. They seem to think that the word adaptation means, oh, that we can, you know, do everything differently now and make 1,000,001 changes and you know, the story will still be intact, but it will be a different version of, like, no, that's not what an adaptation is. An adaptation is bringing source material, whether it be a book, a show, a movie, a game, to a different medium. That's what an adaptation is. So if you're going to bring a game to a show, like make a show out of it, I keep coming back here, by the way, to this spot up here because there is an artifact, a Chozo artifact we can grab here later, but we can't grab it now. I'm trying to get it now with the super missiles, but the game is not letting me, so yeah. Adaptation doesn't mean like, oh, it's a completely different version. No, it's an adaptation. They're taking something from one medium and translating it to another medium, like plain and simple, but whatever. I'm done with The Last of Us talk for now. I've, you know, spent literally, like I said, over 20 minutes talking about it. So we're pretty much done with this area now. There are some enemies down here that I'm going to fight. I'm going to save to make sure I keep this save point. There are other spots, like areas in this game, like I said, later, that are going to be a lot tougher, where you have to last a while before you make it to the save. So get good at strafing right now, because if you haven't, yeah, you're going to struggle later on with some of the enemies. There was actually a boss that I was fighting, like one of the last bosses in the game that you fight, and yeah, that freaking guy, man, like, it's crazy. When I got this game, when this game in particular, back on the Metroid Prime Remastered, which is what this video actually is, and is supposed to be, you know, again, this would be much more entertaining, I feel, if I had someone with me doing the commentary, but let's just keep our fingers crossed that, you know, the commentary will all be live from here on out. We're at 61% now with our scans. It's crazy that you can't see these Sentry guys on the thermal visor, but yeah. When this game was first announced, I honestly wasn't that crazy about it, you know, I remember, because I was just kind of like, okay, it's Metroid Prime, it doesn't look any better, it looks the same. I was so fucking wrong for saying that, man, because the second that I bought this game and did my first playthrough for it, and then the actual playthrough you guys are seeing now, my second run, I immediately played the game again a third time and 100%ed it again a third time. I beat this game 3 times in the span of like 3 days. Like, that's how hooked I got on this game. So yeah, I love this game a lot, and I'm glad that I finally have beaten it 100%. And yeah, I mean, I'm only more excited now to get into Prime 2. There's a missile expansion here, by the way, so make sure you don't pass up on that. We got 90 of those now, so that means we got how many left? I believe, trying to do the math in my head, but I'm like brain farting so hard right now. So 20 of them would basically be 100, and then 10 of them would be whatever, man. I can't math right now. So we're pretty much done with this area. I'm gonna cut the video pretty soon because we got a boss coming up, and I figured it would be better to start the next video off with it and continue with that. So yeah, make sure you save here. But yeah, we got about a minute or so left, so I'm going to keep talking until the end of this. But again, if you guys enjoyed this, please comment, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Let me know what you thought. Give me some game recommendations. I got a lot of games that I'm working on right now, but I'm open to more games, and I would like to expand the amount of games that I'm playing through. So yeah, make sure you use the super missile here, because we got cordite here, and then we're going to switch to the wave beam, or first the thermal visor, and then the wave beam, or then the wave beam and the thermal visor, my bad, and it's going to open up this door for us. So yeah, I'm just going to boost ball past these guys. So yeah, man, how much more filler talk am I going to have to do? Not much, because we're pretty much at the end of this video. So I will see you guys on the next part. Peace.